Late Night Health continues. Our guest is Nina Brauer from Biopharmx. In about 15 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less, Alex Brady will be joining us. She's the author of From Chaos to Clarity, Getting Unstuck in Your Life. And I can't think of two guys who are more unstuck than Daryl and me, or stuck. We need to get unstuck. So that'll happen in just about 10 minutes, 15 minutes from now here on Late Night Health. Join us at latenighthealth.com. And by the way, you can now listen to latenighthealth.com, Late Night Health, on YouTube each and every week. Just go to youtube.com/latenighthealth. We are there each and every one of our segments. We'll have more information about new places to listen in the coming weeks here on Late Night Health. All right, back to Nina. We were talking about, non-cancerous cysts, and
right.
Are those common?
They're extremely common. It's incredible just how common they are, and it's actually probably the number one reason why women will go into her doctor's office because she's concerned. The first time she feels a cyst or a lump that she's not familiar with, it'll bring her straight into the doctor's office, which brings up something that you actually mentioned before the break, was the confusion and questions that lie around when should I go in, when should I be concerned, should I be getting a mammogram. As you probably already are familiar with, the American Cancer Society just last week changed their guidelines from getting your mammogram from age 40 up to 45, and there's a lot of disagreement still in the community.
Absolutely.
So
I think it's stupid. It's dumb.
There's so much disagreement and confusion. So with that being said, what I just think is so important is that women just really have to know their bodies even more so. And with the American Cancer Society's recommendation, they're also recommending that physicians no longer perform physical manual exams of the breast. So now it's even more important than ever that women take breast health into their own hands, literally and figuratively, where they're familiar with the bumps and lumps within their breasts and what's normal for them and what's not normal.
Can I ask you a question that's kind of personal? It may or may
I'm
not
all
be.
for personal questions.
Okay,
go ahead.
Here we go. Here's some personal questions. I find that the insurance companies they keep raising the age limit for mammography. I find that reprehensible because early detection means cure. It's just that simple. And if we wait, it doesn't make sense to me. I was just curious as to your take. You're involved in breast health every day.
Absolutely. And again, early detection in breast cancer is key. But what I think is important is that we need to have the conversation of what we can do proactively and preventatively before we even have to have that conversation of detection. And that's why I'm really, really just encouraged and excited about violet iodine, because this is something that women can do as soon as they start menstruating, in fact. But as early as their teens and 20s, they can proactively be doing something about their breast health rather than waiting until they're 40 or perhaps even 50 now to go for their first mammogram and maybe ever doing something for the first time for their breast.
A couple of months ago, we interviewed a young woman, and I'm talking young. I mean, she was, I think, 31 or 32. She's a journalist, and she had breast cancer at 28, 29. And had she not gone in, she could be dead.
Yeah.
You know?
And that goes back to my point of every woman being in tune with her own body, knowing and performing those monthly checks. And even throughout the month, we talked about just doing breast checks once a month, but knowing what your breasts feel like at different times of the month is also very important, because the texture and the feeling and the shape can change just from day to day even. So women are really the ones who should be empowered to take charge of their health.
Absolutely, and that, of course, is what Late Night Health is all about, empowering women to take charge of their health care, and men and families to question doctors, to look for different alternative as well as allopathic means to maintain a healthy lifestyle. I know that one of the things that I want to do is I want to live to be 120. I just want to know that I'm Mark, and I want to be the guy pushing Daryl in the wheelchair around. It's just and not that he's going to need a wheelchair, but we're both going to live to be 120, and know that we're vibrant and alive. It
Right.
seems to be possible today. Where can people find out more information about
the best place? Yeah, sure. The best place to find information. Sure. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay.
The best place to find information about violet iodine is on our website, which is violetdaily.com. And we use the word dailies because we encourage, we like to remind women that breast health is something that you do daily and do something about it every day, not just in October during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So it's violetdaily.com, or you can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Gotcha. And that's violetiotinedaily.com.
Nope, just violetdaily.com.
Violetdaily.com. Violetdaily.com. Hold on, Nina, and we'll have you back soon. We'll talk about other things that are happening over at Biopharmx. I'm Mark Alyn. This is Late Night Health. Join us at latenighthealth.com, latenighthealth.com, and like us at facebook.com/latenighthealth. More coming up. Don't go away.